Oh, bonjour. How do you say that?
Order.
I only know pizza order. Ja, vi kväger ju inte mig nem. Ja, ni gärna nästan det går. Vi gör då tem. Det går som en karnbonja ja. Och ni går till mig går till Wichita ni ma någon. Och vi ni ma vi packar ni gäng och någon ma kaigan. Vi tishke we se ma. Ki shos kommer in och Wichita ke går till ma. Och det bara det bara chum. Java mastang when ke we ni machta. Utajigan davjiton. So good morning, everybody. My English name is Don Jones. I'm from Nigi Guzminikaning territory, over that way. I've been asked to assist with this historic event. I've been asked to provide some guidance, and I also said in the language that tobacco was offered to Wichita for a naming of this center. He will do his speech a little bit afterwards, but we want to start off with an eagle whistle to blow in the 4 directions, and the singers will render some songs to get us started in a good way. Aho. Aho, kino. Oh, bonjour, Mino. This next song is for in honor of the women. So we'll be asking the women to stand up, please. Miigwech. Well, say ma, you shoshkin mago. Ma jigagis minagok, achina. Koi mai, you win the mai nem. In the case, chigan, I be kino mago on. Jibama janite. Niggy goes in canning. Gippy bindako chige. Tanish kenning in any martin no, te egan. Wege, mitikak. Ege Pinesi Vatik Vagete Ganes Ikagis Tagus Roge ite Kayat Geat Sokanag Way Poganisin on the 2 weegium. Mitishima Pizonima Ginago. O Wangiama Tishwa Bejik Migize Ba Mashitama Miguanagach Mino. You are more to know. What was a guy? Kind and Mammy Kananga ma, they go get them no. By not Janish, wait to know what we're going to we see that. Let's go check coming, is it my? I didn't going to give up ma. It is here, no gum away. You pay wind the mago navan sago. Ske boxen mi going go ma mi when ke jigagis the month waba magoge mantanig we tishke we you put that chicken here you gize way or depend on the no put that chicken you just way you quay you win the mine them we ge you win the mago we job it tom and janish kind knowing my nongum anishna be mon we so ge shaganashi mon be minik p juba ni gis tags yam gat the bacham ho anishna Sema gishoshkana mago kai gagis matis away no come and see Pagan what be we jig anyway she went diwen nita jindan stagit diwen you went the ke gabi nakunigi at ge ipis nogo kitis iminanik ma jabatang wa kai galing away she went diwen we just get nongam away this in the talks ago kino ma tsok kanag peshaga ka yot kanini go kino keni ma sig oige mi go chiatishke oete igan ige ni new gabi nagamoatima so ge we ipino dana aben bejik kienzi ojask ogita jiman ipigi bichi tokoma ojasko nigam abeting itishkabi kitoti tok kan guting abejegi ma itashia we gagis mag away ojask kenigoskoma mi teminane gabit koshnoat mi gwach magi bi kipi jaig we ge kegi no kitote mio kitapenikazi no kitosh no ki winzu no mi ge ne gagis danen ne meshomes lokomes. Is that the creator calling me? Anis na, you know. Wagan so done mag way wabanung shanung, you got be in kietun. You go get away, mi sapkin, you got a mizega yagan ima. You go get a be no demand, mizeo, get at so canuck mutabilg. Way mizak in the gallon, nanandeg. Nanando in so go, dinana, happy go and schnabig gear. Kipin da kuchigat ma mizak pikiniganen ma wabanung shanung igabenung kietnung is this bogam sut we sema we mijum we begitigan be shoga yaut ma atsokanek kipin da kuchiget shma takamig ma sheba mage mai pin bi kan itishwe ge we to pominana kun sago ge atsokanek we mijum we ge begitigan we so ge sema so ge mi gwach tagos we bitinago ete kitanakamigizing we ge te ganiti ki machi gate we te gan mi e ne kesh chigeta nishnabe we ni ma gagis tagos it we ni sago we to which end ganish kichige go ma gidish chige min we nongam de mishomis no komis mi sago mane kanin go kbe ma gatanai to si we koing go chimigo ko there's in the mountain way. A pitten dog go away, say ma, garnish away, or get chita, ogi, Bamigie away, say ma, ogi, which egon basic, gan the kit mug studio, ojipig, gaming, during the more to wickham god, can them at the beati year, be teminanik, me, nishing up. So, good morning. I wanted to share some of the comments in English because one of the teachings I was given from my relatives, some have passed on, is to share the prayer in Anishinaabe, but also to share it in English. We have a number of visitors to in our territory here to acknowledge, and I welcome everyone that's took the time to come here. One of the original teachings is how important a sema tobacco is. And so Okichita had invited the people that are here from the government by tobacco to come here to help and to assist and to talk and provide some words of guidance and wisdom. And so it's very important that tobacco is always the lead. That's the message I was always given. Always lead with your tobacco. My late father used to say that. Put your tobacco down somewhere and let the spirit of tobacco guide you. I wanted to first acknowledge, I said also in my language that I'm a drum keeper in my community, and I made my offerings to those spirits in my community. I also acknowledge Grandmother Pipe. I also acknowledge the drum ceremony happened yesterday. Had an excellent meal. Also acknowledge the drum from Ojashkonigam, Terry Skeed, the keeper of that drum, for taking the time to come here. And also to Seix Jimmy Gwetch for all the wisdom and all the guidance we're going to be hearing today. And with that, I say Jimmy Gwetch for listening to me. I also want to acknowledge our elder from the Nan Territory, Anishinaabe Nation, Barney Baptiste. There's a roving mic. Can you get that mic off the...
Well, I'd like to bid you all a good morning. It's a good day. It's a good day to celebrate the opening of this Justice Center. It's been particularly a long journey for me from the beginning. I guess it's 5 years ago, Dana, eh? 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Anyway, I wore out 2 computers, 3 laptops, and a printer during all that time. So, Minister Downey, you owe me. Anyway, this place needs to represent culture. That is the long and short of it. And the way I propose to go about emphasizing that is the way I lived and the way I was brought up. I wish to tell you my story. I come from Matachewan, a small First Nation in Northern Ontario, Anishinaabe Territory. And by the way, I do bring you greetings from there. And I do bring you greetings from the knowledge keepers at the Chiefs of Ontario, where I also work. And I also bring you greetings from the knowledge keepers at the Assembly of First Nations, which I also work at. So I've been kind of around a little bit. Nevertheless, how I grew up, I think I must have been about 10 years old, something like that. And we lived in the backwoods. And my mother one day decided, I guess I need a little bit of a teaching, whatever it was. But she came into the room where I was laying down and resting. And in our language, she tells me, if you want to look at it this way and think, she was telling this little boy, 10 years old, Anishinaabe. She says, means watch, you don't lose the way you were taught. And secondly, she says, you keep that well. And thirdly, she says, the Creator gave you that. It's yours. That was my first teaching that I recall. And probably that was my greatest teaching. Because in my life, that's what gives me strength of who I am. and what I represent as a person. Never forgetting. Because one of the things that happens to some of our people, they forget who they are. They leave some valuable things behind, and they become lost. And they become victims of circumstance. Just as I had met or saw a person here in Kenora one day, picking up butts at one of the streets. And from this street, you could look across and you could see the forest. And what I thought was, this is where this man comes from. This noble Ojibwe person. This is his home. This is who he is. But as a victim of circumstance, and people in the justice system will know fully, quite well, he did not deserve that. But maybe somewhere along the line, he also forgot who he was. And so we need to restore some of that justice of why he might have lost his way. We must be kind and forgiving and remember those things. My second greatest teachings comes from my father. We lived in a tent for part of my life. And so what my dad would tell us, whatever you make, build it right. The reason he was saying that is because we lived in a tent, and anybody that's lived in a tent would know. If it's not structurally sound, my dad says, you'll suffer in there. And because we're living there as a family, my dad says, if you don't get it right, we're all going to suffer. And so bring that forward into what we're doing today. Imagine this, if we don't get it right, as a community, everybody, we will all suffer if we don't get it right. We must be courageously innovative in things that we do. And I think that this center represents that. It represents a courageous, a lot of courage. And moving forward, it will call for more courage. Courage to make change. In order to make that change, in the world that we live in right now, we need each other. We have to do things together. All walks of life. It really requires us to do that. No one wins alone. Don't try it. You will fail. You need that person sitting beside you, or you need that person that's looking down on us. So never forget that this Justice Center, again, represents that. We need each other. My good friend Justice Gibson knows that only too well, that we need each other. I asked him one day, and if you don't mind, Justice Gibson, I will relate that. I asked him, as a judge, when you get into a bit of a problem, where do you go for your help? Where do you go? Psychiatrist? Where do you go? His reply to me was, I call Barney. And we have a discussion. And I thought, there is the answer. When he gets into a courtroom, runs into a bit of a pickle, trying to render an appropriate decision, he will need someone to call. Perhaps it won't be Barney. I would wish that would be somebody from here that he could call upon to render that decision. Too many times, we've made a mistake. And we have to own it. We fail to look at one another and do it together. And I'm telling you again, in today's world, we're going to know it, probably in spades, maybe a short while, who knows? We need each other to be able to do this. The other thing I would like to mention, we have a ministry, the IAO. And Minister Rickford, I'd like to thank you very much for your ministry, and particularly for your deputy minister who helped us in this process. We were in dire straits one day trying to pull things together, and we were very thankful that he was there to be able to talk some of the people that were working there to pull things together. So that's what the ministry is all about in my mind, and I thank you very much for that. And I would like really to thank as well the Ministry of Attorney General. You know, they've always been understanding. It's always been that way. I've talked to ministers in the past, but there was always understanding. But again, you have to do it together. You have to have that dialogue, that open door. It needs to be. So I want to thank the ministry very much for understanding and bringing us this space. And I would really like to thank the Ogichida from this area who stood strong and beside us through this journey that we took. It wasn't easy, but he stood with us. And that's really good. And I'd like to thank our regional chief, Glenn Hare, who is here, and our own Grand Chief, Derek Fox, who is here. So don't tell me that we didn't work together. That's why this thing is successful. That's why. And I think the Chief Justice would understand that. If we don't make a decision together, it goes nowhere. What's the use of leaving that to somebody else? We need to do it ourselves, and that is possible. Very much possible. We're doing it. And so with that, I'm sure that I'm forgetting things, forgetting people, and the one I don't want to forget, here's this little woman over here, Dana Aaron, what I consider a human dynamo. Amazing young lady. If you don't mind, Diana, I'll tell a little bit of our story, okay? Just a wee bit. We met at a meeting, and she was presenting the idea of a justice center. And we were meeting with a delegation of leaders. She made her presentation, and she was really rebuked quite firmly. And it was said that, why didn't you consult with us before? And there was an uproar. This sweet, dear lady burst into tears. So as she was walking out the door, I walked out towards her and with her. And I told her, I said, I want you to call me. So I wanted to help her. And so I gave her my number, and we began to talk. And from that point forward, we became very close friends. Again, together. So we've been traveling this road together. She is now a very dear friend to me and to my family. Again? So anyway, that's part of the story, and we worked hard at it. And I want the ministry to know they have a very special person there working for them. Very special. A little human dynamo. And so I thank you all, and I thank you all for listening to me. I know we all have work to do, and people want to make some presentation as well. And I thank you, Ogichida, for the invitation, and thank you, Don, for the opening, and thank the drum for the song, and acknowledge all our sacred items. And so thank you so much. You know, you want to know something? I really enjoy what I'm doing. Absolutely and unequivocally. And the thing is, I'm going to be 85 this month. And I would say to anybody who is aging that keep doing what you're doing. Keep active. You have things that you can share with people. Because when you get older as well, it gets a little bit lonely. And so when you're doing stuff like this, it brings you into the picture. So I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for that. Yep. Thank you so much. Miigwech.
Aho, miigwech. Barney, where is the wisdom? Some good guidance, good comments. Our elder, Terry Ski, needs to go to the bathroom. Okay, moving along, I'd like to call upon Ogichita Francis Kavanaugh from Grand Council Treaty Number 3. Aho. Order, order, order.
What do you want me to do?
Certainly go behind me. Get this done way.
Charge is just going to mag on that name. In it mag is the wit. Oh, matter my Josh. Oh. Miigwech, Don. Som coming in and go. Kebeasige in any kinak, gimas, squat tegabo. Nimeteo iso in Michakanikut. Niso meteo, habiting, shibe meteo. Ke ni bagwish moining, stiben lagos. Isagaba as a Nishinabe. Ke Nimitio Mogong, Pinesi Nang, Ke Nishtimendagos, Name Dotem, Nutikomeganing, Bunja. Name is Francis Kavanaugh, the Grand Chief of our Grand Council, Treaty Number 3. Come from Nutikomeganing First Nation. My clan is Sturgeon. I'm third degree Metewin, plus I went on behalf of an individual that's passed on. Also belong to the Sundance Society and also to the Roundhouse Society in our territory. So that's where my teachings came from, you know, and I was never in residential school. I grew up at home. I grew up on the water, on the lands. You know, I grew up with teachings from my parents, my grandparents, and other elders in our community. And for this occasion, I was offered tobacco over a month ago. See if I could provide a name for the Justice Center. And I just want to let you know that's one of the responsibilities that Creator has given me is to provide names. And I just don't grab names from the air. You know, this is, I do spring and fall offerings at a site back home where the Spirit resides, who provides me with the names when I'm offered tobacco to provide a name. I've been doing that for probably over 40 years. When I was younger, I was told that I had a responsibility to provide names for people, and that those names would come from that sacred site, and I would have to do offerings spring and fall. And wait till your hair starts to turn gray. That's when you will provide those names. So the first time I was asked was quite a while ago, probably over 25 years ago. My daughter, I went home, I asked my daughter, can you look at my hair? I was offered tobacco to provide a name, but I don't know if I should because I don't know if I have any gray hair. So she looked and she was able to find 27 gray hairs. So that's how I started. But anyways, with respect to this, the name I was asked to secure for this building, what I do when I'm provided tobacco for a name, I do a pipe ceremony at home. And then I wait. Sometimes I get it right there and then. At times I'll wait maybe 4 days before that name will finally come to me. But in this occasion, I got the name right away. I did the proper ceremonies to receive that name. And today what I usually do, after I find a name, I get together with the family of the child or person that is requiring that name, and I do a pipe ceremony there and then. And this is what I hope to do today. I'm not going to do a pipe ceremony. I'm just use tobacco. That's the other thing I've learned throughout my years, and and as a practicing elder, knowledge keeper, I was told by the Creator that you don't have to light a pipe as long as you have tobacco in your hands. We're already hearing you. Migo aja bisindago in semagit konat gigo. And I was ke we shoshkanamagian we wizoin we wakegan. Tibishkogo awe nongum wakegan. Ki windkateg we wakegan. Migo ay tapshko anishinabe ukomisinan imishumsinan ki chainan migon ke keje kanabement awe wakegan awe yaksha awe mitashi we aje shoshkanamagian we wizoin. Mi oe ke joskona mog oe tibishkogo oe kiga kanonint oe genitagus. Aha ne bishumsnatu okomsnatu. Ani gona se magi joskona mago oe chandone gatte oe soakegan. Nongo me bitamengo oe wizoin machago negatte mi ega jeboguseni megoan. Ami tashoe Goe wabanang when the beat to God so can go Jesus got mask in the morning and so easy. Kill when you be a win Benesiog, where me go up me call a wagon up with chicken, where I should not be in Tewagan, give him a day on Benesiog here. Me at the end of it, no sending market the sugar. We know what you tapping at no man. Get away, meeting wagi metajidang no gawak in the gate so. mitä siegi bagusini mago we no meskut tu ipisuskona mago engso uijaat zinia so mina ainakin tuin ja me mende wen sishinig omaski mea machip mea kun maat wakkegan onko me vain kaattek so ke oma ke me baabin tigeat ke tanan kiat ke wi no machip me je kana menda gusiat ke me na we ja no go komissionan menda bit ke oi mikinak ke enen ke gi no assa go bo sene men lem jotta peniko yassema ke we mi chim no gom ge mi otappi na mang so ajo mega nota no ke si ni gane benesso age gi no at singa bo sene me go magic jat zik so me men de o bi mat si ne jinika tanganishina be ke o ni singa maski me aga bo sene me go mo chim me ago na mo yang so me men de o machip me ago na me go okay gan so no gom ge me wain katik ke o machip me onje gan no enda go se atoma ka me va bi de geska at ke ma ga no kia to okay gan ke go me na o ni ga bi anong so ke ga bon lo se at we benesio so ke o ko ga ben at bitto etto we kun get doang in a being cancer or he no cinema and them to go up in a mass of ego sema. Give away me chim nongum up me arbit tongo. Give away me chim go cinema gum gay. When you sing must scheme out chat to a kinawi or mabi in the gay at where me I took a mego kill in abachitona. Mi go gando ego men oemskike me not so kat ego we kondien keep me arbeit tot nischen habe git nakka megizit mi deske oege bogo cinema go so go Pinesio go maski me awen shishin ne go match me go na mat o wakegen no go me bit men so ke o mage metna no kiat me onje go na enda go zeat so Ego me na wegi et no wegi et no enda betke et witta be matmen da skanda et o habe makko man et o mai gange ke o akesi ban kagi na bango met se kawen notinen gi ena ego bo senemen me ke gi na kena chotta pena mazo ego sema ke o mi chimge me abjit no ego men me na ko chigeng so Ameskot shigi no GCT3 Overflow cinema so when is singing maski match ruskona moyang so ke match me gonna me go wakegan o monje gonna enda gusit kina o mage me ba bindiget ke mitanan kit ke me go cinema anim shomsna to komsna Jegme na go at soka ne bet na ne gisiog me na go bi tokka me go ke o ni bi kang mi go gi na o e je bo se ni me go e chutta na ma so e go se ma ke o e mi chi me ma bo chittoeng o e me na ko chigeng so ke o e chi me mshi ke kat me ge o e mshi ke chi na bo chitto o e ke me o e top me na go o mi e je bo se ni me ne go Ke o ni singi maski me so much me go na me o akegen me woni ga na enda go sit ma o me ba bin de skat o akegen me je bo se ni man so e go me na o gi shi kong me na ma bat ne na ne gi se ma gi shi kong shi go e ne shi ga ma go en so gi shi mi ok shi go shi me ya be ne si na ta ni shi na be Keogoya nango kaab mangwagi mishakok tibekak. Keoya tibeki Jesus pe me ayat kabo se ni mak kinogoya. Timotape na mazat no egit se ma keoya mi chimoega me abachito eng me nakko chigeng oya. Kabo se ni manani kewi no chibinashki na mo enang ashki na mago eng oya. Minoge ego bimatizin me mendege wen shishine go mashki me aso oya. Ke o machi me ago na maat maski me o wa ke ga no ngom ga monje tana kami ge no ga gi me o e je bo se ni man ke ngi je man to ko je ba ni ga no ne nan ko ma Meaje Roshkanamage, Oe, Wizwin, Oega, Bishoshkanamaguan, much Meaguniga takes oil, or Kagan. Kena Nagatu Ebindang. Kena Nagatu Ebindang, Tishkitigo, Keen, the Bishkono, Gitten Shinabe, Oe, Wizwin, Gishoshkanamago, and Kena Nagatu Abandang, Gagenikas, me oe. Mi oegin katig oe wakegan kena nagatawa bandang. Mi tashaig jemani togin koshkacheni ganonenan igabogosene men gegin chutapena mazrina wasema ke oe memshka ki kataman mi chimga me abachitong me nakwechigang kena oe Javachitot Skikina, Vachitot Chando, Egotiga, and Gotinga Kenzimin, Kiotisigoi, Aquazin, me to shit no abatake. Yapi, me too many cake it on. You at the stop skoogie ganon and Hawanisinabe, Gaganona Mena, or Kagan, Nanagatob and Tishinikas. Weweni kanawen dan ewegi izwin weweni ikanaweni megon gizwin ha misago menikete no eton oege mingun mi mageshita keshitagon keshitaguito wa kegan weto estigazo oman ke useni bage matago nigazo mi mage abet ma binde ketishitibakkoneting mi Mi Asia in the Magan, me which to slick it to Kaan any Messigo, Ogoe, Kite no Kimago, Oe, Chip me, Shoskuna Magian, Wizwin. Miega Kitan in Gainin, Ega Migian, Wizwin, at Sokan, Oega, Capiroskana Moitation, Catego, Kagan, Chimmy which Nitin was in the way, Army which.
Oh, Miigwech, Ogitita. For the ones that want to learn the spelling, I'll pass the sheet around. I asked my higher power, which is my mother, for the correct spelling of the building name that was given. So the spelling is available for your review. So the meaning is one who reviews, deliberates, and considers, so which is fitting for what this building is going to be housed for. It's going to be for that use. So, Kshimi Gwech. I'd like to call upon Grand Chief Derek Fox, Anishinaabe Ski Nation.
Good morning, everyone. I got one. I'd like to acknowledge the drum and the prayer by Barney. I'd like to acknowledge these beautiful, beautiful lands of Treaty 3. Absolutely beautiful. As many of you may not know, my mom comes from Shoal Lake. I went there last night to visit my children, Jade and Jet, 11 years old. Spent about an hour there. They're having youth night. And I thought about their future. I thought about my history as a person living in this world. For those who don't know, my name is Grand Chief Derek Fox. I'm 49 First Nations. elected by the 49 chiefs. I'm a father of 4 children. I'm a lawyer, been a member of the Ontario Law Society for 10 years now. I was saying to Barney, I think I can be a judge now. But I think you got to be a practicing lawyer. But I want to talk a little bit about why I got into justice. We talk about our people in the streets here. We talk about our people in the north, south, west, east, and our young people. I was one of those young people. I came to Thunder Bay in grade 1 with my father. He was a Grand Chief, Charles Fox. We came for a better life. And I've shared this story with many people, but I remember going to school in Thunder Bay, going to Ogden, and not being allowed to go out for recess because I couldn't speak English. He said, you need to learn English before you can go outside for recess. So I was given encyclopedias and books and notepads, and I told myself I'd become the best English speaker and writer ever. And I'm going to get myself a job, all those things. But the thing was, my parents were living through that residential school, both survivors. My father had gone to Shingwuk, my mother had gone here, CJ. Both survivors, so we were raised in that typical way of violence in the home. No culture, no language, parties, you name it. There was just a lot of trauma that I picked up as a small one. So as I got older, I was lost. No culture, no language. I got really good at hockey, though. I had hockey and books. So I played in the Ontario Hockey League. I got good at school, straight A's. But something deep inside me was lost. You know, there was my teen years, early 20s. I realized I lost my language. I realized that residential school had affected me. I realized I lost my culture, my ability to hunt and fish, clean a fish, skin a moose. Those were the things I wanted to do and I loved to do. So I got into trouble as a teenager, trouble with the law sometimes. I was very confused, very angry. And that's the situation going on right now within our First Nations. Not just in Nan. Nan has 49 First Nations, 50,000 people. 90% of our population is under the age of 18. There's drug abuse, alcohol abuse. There's all kinds of issues affecting our First Nations. There's no infrastructure. There's no minor hockey. There's no movie theater. There's social problems. They come out of our communities, they go to school. They're not always upstanding citizens. And many of them do get into trouble with the law. They break the law. So that is why I got into law. I wanted to help. So before being elected, I did family, criminal, did all I could as a lawyer, but I knew I was bound by the law, bound by legislation, bound by the common law. But in a way, I tried to talk to those young people just to help them and share my story. And I knew it would take them time. And that's what we have on our side, is time, generational change. But hard work and unity also, which is how we got this Justice Center. I was on this since the beginning with Dana and Barney and many, many people in this room. Of course, I want to acknowledge the Grand Chiefs, ministers, all the justice workers. You do a lot of hard work, and all the people in this room who've played a part. But I want to acknowledge the people that'll keep it going. This is just the beginning of something special. We need more justice centers. We need more lawyers. We need more compassion amongst all of us. I live in Thunder Bay and I see things, hear things. But our people want to live there. Our people want to live here. So there's no other way but to get along. Find that unity and maybe some peace, right? We don't need to be fighting each other all the time. And, you know, I have the honor of serving Anishinaabe Nation. I have the honor of serving our young people, all of our people. And it's the best job, best duty in the world. Because if I can change a life today, whether it's up in Nan or here, then I'm doing my job. And I'm a part of that generational change. I'm a part of that hope that we see a better Kenora, a better justice system, a better Thunder Bay, a better Ontario, and a better Canada. I believe in that. I really do believe in that. Why do I believe in that? Because of those twins that I went to go see last night, Jade and Jet. They're 11 years old. You know, they're just so full of life. And I know they're going to encounter things. They're going to encounter racism. They're going to encounter loss, hardships. But I want them to be strong. And if I can play a part in ensuring that they're strong, then I'm doing my part. And if I can play a part in ensuring that these systems are better, I'm doing my part. So I wanted to share that message to all of you. I'm very, very happy and honored to be a part of this day now. And you are a dynamo. You did a lot of hard work for us. It was I'd be getting calls on my phone nonstop when she needed something, or she'd get Barney to call me. And you know, I'm very honored. She wanted this so bad, and here it is. And I'm very, very honored and grateful to be here. I was supposed to keep my words short. I got my parking meter about to run out, so I'll leave it there. But I'm very happy. This is the good energy in this room, like awesome energy. I'm very happy and hopeful for that future that I talked about, and that change that I see already within my own family, that hope. I'm very happy and honored to be here once again. So thank you. Thank you so much. Miigwech.
Miigwech. As I mentioned last night, we had a fine dinner hosted by KCA, Kenora Chiefs Advisory. I want to thank Kenora Chiefs Advisory. Mentioned there was a partnership with the Grand Council Treaty Number 3, and fed us really a good meal, and also providing this space, and also providing support for this project. So I'd like to call the chair of the Kenora Chiefs Advisory, Chief Lorraine Kobanes, Nisachuan, Anishinaabe Nation.
Not as tall as these guys. How bonjour, everybody. Wapshke mekan koi indigo. Pijudu tem. Nisachwan donji. My English name is Lorraine Kobanes, Chief of Nisachwan, otherwise known as Dolls, but also proud member of Treaty 3 Anishinaabe Nation. Been around here forever, and you ain't getting rid of me. Just kidding. So I want to acknowledge our items that are in front of here and the ceremonies that took place this morning. All the prayers that happened, the songs that were rendered, are items that are here that we are so, that's who we are as the Anishinaabe people, Anishinaabe in the territory. And this is what we bring to the table, because this is, like I said, this is who we are. And we want to share that. We will always share that with those that are willing to be part of us. This is us. This is integral. This is who we are. And this is the best way that we know how to share a piece of us with with everybody who wants to learn. Because the way that I see it, in this center, in what it's designed to do, and the name that it has been given, is this is going to be a part and a piece of the foundation of bringing us all together, right? And it's respecting diversity. It's respecting people's way of going through not the greatest systems at all times, but marrying those supports for all of our people. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you choose to, you know, get out there and experience something very different that might be help you in your healing, help you get back on track, help you maneuver through those systems with our supports. That's our commitment as the Anishinaabe people when we bring this space together. I can go on, you guys know that, but I'm so proud of the work that happened so many years ago. 6 years ago is a long time. Just having conversations saying things have to change for our most at-risk people. And we can help them make those changes. And it doesn't matter which way you go or what you believe, but that there's a place where you can come and you can seek what you need to do. And that's the important piece. We realize that there are systems that really need to incorporate some changes. And we are here as Anishinaabe people to help, to go along with you, to go hand in hand, to take a risk, to make mistakes, to challenge, and to not be afraid. Because what else can you do, right? Like seriously, if you're good, you got the heart, you're not afraid, and we're doing this together, there's nothing that we cannot accomplish. So I want to acknowledge, you know, why we're here too. And our Grand Chiefs mentioned it, and that's our youth, right? We're in a very risky time, you know, all over the place with everything that's happening and trying to work collaboratively. And I look around the room and bringing our youth along so that they're able to help us form these strategies, these partnerships, and carry on is so vital. I know I look around the room and not everybody looks so young, but you know, this is why we're doing this, is to create that path, is to create those partnerships and create those relationships, which is so much more important. Because once we have the foundation of those relationships, there isn't anything that we can't accomplish together. Being realistic, you know, we're not gonna, you know, see eye to eye on everything, right? Otherwise we live in a world of utopia and everything would be perfect, but it isn't. And as long as we're in the same canoe, right, there isn't things that we can't do together. And I want to acknowledge the hard work of Ogima Wabitung, being part of those hard conversations. Our chiefs who took a risk and paid cash, just kidding, for this building, right? And we knew that there was a purpose. We didn't know what, we just knew that there was a purpose to purchase this building. And when it came about and we had these conversations, we're like, hey, this could be a real integral part of how we contribute to those partnerships. Build it up to what it needs to be so that it's a safe place for all of our people to come to. And that was a part of our role. And I want to also acknowledge the role of us mentoring and talking and, oh my word, this young beautiful lady with Daphne who's been with us since she was a kid, running around with a youth council and, you know, and then all of a sudden one day she's like, I think I want to do this. And we're like, okay, let's do it. Let's go. And she did it through the support of, you know, all of the chiefs along the way and many tears and so much growth. And, you know, we traded her into the system, you know, to learn and to be part of those processes for our people. And we welcome any opportunity for anybody in the Western world and that society and those places to come and learn from us as well. Because that's the kind of people we are. And with this one of two opening across Ontario is so amazing. This goes to show what we can do up here. Because we're not just sitting in the bush, you know, being all cold and, you know, going ice fishing. We also get work done, right? We do it creatively because we are great at forming these partnerships and we are committed. That's our commitment. So I want to do one last round of acknowledgements to Ogima Wabitung, to our partnerships with our Ogichita, who without that support everywhere, our Ogichitas, our leaders, our elders, our youth, our counterparts, I don't want to say counterparts, our new friends who enjoyed our meals last night and, you know, had some really great conversation. It wasn't just about work, it was about being human to human, connecting, seeing where the heck you're from and watching you eat all that beautiful fish because I'm allergic. But that's what it's all about, because we're never going to forget each other, right? You can pass by somebody and talk business, but when you talk to them like, how's your kids? You form that relationship. And then we can argue later. You know what I mean? And we can start making those real changes that need to happen for all of our people. Because it's crucial. It's crucial. It's not the friendliest thing, but we can make those changes and supports here in this building. And I'm proud of what Ogima Wabitung has done in partnership with everybody, especially with the ministers, the ministries, you know, all of our people. It takes a team, guys. And this is part of the start of a new beginning to make those changes. And we ain't afraid. You know what I mean? We ain't afraid. Talk is cheap. This is action. And I also want to acknowledge that other young, tiny lady in the back there, and she's just a dynamo. You wouldn't even, you know what I mean? But for spearheading that and bringing us all along together, I really do appreciate that. I'll go on forever, but I'll stop. I'm just saying, you know, feel the love in the room and, you know, feel the hope. Always hopeful. Always hopeful. You got you. Back on that side. I'm going to go backwards.
Igwech, Ogamakan. Couple words on elders gatherings we had previously to this session. And one of the central themes has always been to use unconditional love, to acknowledge that the offender sometimes has taken a misstep in life and that this center will help them get back on track. So the main message from elders was unconditional love. I also want to use a, where did Dana go? Anishinaabe messaging system. I'm going to go like this. I'm asking her to amend the agenda and include Regional Chief Glenn Hare to speak. Oh, Hamema.
Oh, miigwech, nikane. Oh, tam geni miigwech. Abo de gan pogan geshin ga kasgo swat ga dud sheba. Ke kichita ke gi shinda enjbai gimak. Mnas wonder which can anik sin nem debjek than makkunem. When goes geni indish na kas checking dunji. First and foremost, I want to say miigwech to our drum, the pipe, and the men that are around the drum, and a song for our woman. 3D3 for welcoming all of us to their territory, the town of Kenora here, and our friends,
deputies, ministers, justice people. Teamwork is what it is. My name is Glenn Hare. I'm from Manitou and Adam Chiging First Nation. I'm the Ontario Regional Chief. 33 years in the leadership role, 38 years. And I have nothing to show you from me of how much education I have. Nothing. What we're gathered here for is awesome. I got 33 years sobriety. 33 years. And I believe the way we're going here, because we have the people in these high-level places that can help us do that. And that is giving what I've been given, and I'm sure each and everyone in this room, is chances. I don't know how many chances I've been given. I ran away. We were in the gym. The door was open, 3 of us. We had to run around the gym, and they forced us to do a couple of things we didn't want to do. And once that door was open, to this day, I stopped running, but we ran out that door. So it'd be awesome, and I know you will have elders here, because that is why I'm standing here. My elders put me here, not the education system. I'm not saying education is not good. No, back then, it was hard. So I've been taught, and I learn every day. And my friend here, and he knows who he is. Here's another big opportunity. I use that word a lot. Seeing. I'm seeing it now. We're seeing it. It's just not talk, I hope. Because sometimes dreams do fall, but let this one go. Wherever, we got a lot of places to go. We don't need bigger jails. We need more help. Along with that, I would like to see, I've always echoed this, when we have the attention of our people, our First Nations, let us help us to teach our language back to them. I know for a fact there's quite a bit where they shouldn't be, and it's because they don't know their language. I've helped out a few times to the officers, and it was my language that calmed individuals down. They just don't, a lot of us our age, when we hear the English language, it can be taken so many different ways and negative ways, and then they react. I've been there. And it's people like yourselves. I've been through the races. Even Zaganash, the non-native, my friends, they picked me up. So it works both ways. I didn't know this belonged to the Nishnabeg, the First Nations, this building. That's one huge big hurdle you did complete already. You're in your house. You're not renting, because the rents can fall. So again, there's the other thing I really wish, and the people who are here, all of us are here, I think that can change that, I hope. I go down the highway. You want help? Whether it be drugs, alcohol, pregnancy, or whatever problems. You want help? Here, 1-800, da-da-da-da. I've called them a few times. There's nobody at the other end. The people themselves that fall in them cracks, I guess I'll say, they're the ones that tell me themselves, and I won't use their language, but why? There's nobody there. Waste of my time. So I think if we're going to advertise help, let's make sure there's somebody on the other side saying hello. Because what it is, when I called, well, if you need this, punch 1. If you need this, punch 2, punch 3, punch 4. When you get to 4, you punch that. Now, do you want this? Punch 1, punch 2. Click, the hell with you, you know. That's what they say. So there's so much things, I think, when we pool together our resources, our thinking. You know, it's not the answer. I know there's lots of answers in here. But I share them a little bit that I do believe will help all of us. We got young kids coming up, and I've said to the ministers, deputies here, and recently too, and even my own boys. I was surprised when they said, I want to work in Ontario. I want to help build Ontario. Oof. Awesome. Let's do it. That's their thinking. So we got to open them doors. I've opened a lot of doors, and I didn't do it by myself. There's elders in here, and it's not, you know, I speak my language 100%. Me wetchniket for all of that. So again, it's teamwork. Everybody in here, our elders, all of us, we're ready. We've been ready. It's just if you open them doors, we'll do it. And it's just not money either. It don't take money. It takes your hands. It takes this to do it. So with that, I share that a little bit, and I'm so awesome, happy to be here, because last year, a year ago, I was here. Gichita threw my big fish back into the lake, and I come back to get it. Big wedge.
Miigwech. Regional Chief, Ben here. I'd like to call upon Honorable Greg Wickford, Minister of Indigenous Affairs and the member of the Provincial Parliament for the Kenora Rainy River.
Ane bonjour, Kina, Greg Rickford, Indigenous. It's extraordinary to be here today, and I honor the presence of our elders from across this vast and beautiful territory, of which I speak is Treaty 3 and the Anishinaabe territories. It'll have some significance shortly in my own remarks, but I want to thank as well the presence of the drum and last evening's opportunity to in feast and ceremony make new friends and talk about Regional Chief, the opportunity here today. And it's an extraordinary one, because although in the powerful naming ceremony from Ogichida today, it will be about reviewing and considering and deliberating. It also, and this is no disrespect to anybody who's a member of the bar, our Chief Justices and such that are here today, it's about moving the process of justice out into the community. It's about making it feel like there is hope and a pathway forward for people who have made a bad decision under a difficult set of circumstances for a variety of different reasons. Ones that I can relate to personally, the loss of my own brother just a year and a half ago. It reminds me that we have a responsibility to understand all of the elements that don't just make a justice system work for a person, but what constitutes a community and its willingness to identify, accept that there are challenges, and move forward on an action plan towards creating better opportunities for all of our community members. To that end, Kenora isn't just a city. It is not just a central location for Indigenous communities on Treaty 3 lands. It is, in fact, for much of the Anishinaabe Nation territory, Grand Chief, a gathering place for a variety of reasons as well. I'm familiar with many of these communities as having served as a nurse back in the day, as a lawyer, and now as a politician. Don't hold that against me. But in 2 chapters of my career, I've had an opportunity to take an incredible journey with local leaders, mayors, councilors, Indigenous leaders who've become my friends in no uncertain terms. And my role, especially in this provincial role that I have now, to support our efforts on the ground, to make sure that what this building represents here today has all of the essential elements of what can make it not just more harmonious, but more sense for the challenges that we see and feel and experience in this city. Folks, today we have an extraordinary opportunity to move forward. We as a provincial government have worked on a number of assets with Anishinaabe leadership, with the city of Kenora. Past and present, the leadership has converged on the kinds of assets in this city that, interestingly enough, because of COVID, may have faced some delay. But if there's a silver lining, I think it's pretty safe to say, Lorraine, that within 6 or 8 months, we're going to see a number of different assets on board for people to leave from this place with a real opportunity to get the support they need to move out into their communities, to be leaders, to do the work, and make this a better place to live. I don't think there's anybody in this room who has the authority to comment on the greatness of the opportunity we have moving forward by understanding what's going on right now. I think that because we're moving forward with this here today, and because of the other things that are opportunities that we've created that will onboard in the next 6 to 8 months, we're going to have a community to be proud of as we've ever been. And it will be a reflection of our collective efforts. Because as I was struck by Ogichida's words last night, the perception, which is the reality, is that this system is broken. And the observation that I made is, how could it be that so many magnificent people who have the best of intentions to do important work have a system that's broken? Today, we're here together, and we're going to be working together on what we believe is Kenora, Treaty 3, Anishinaabe Nation's perhaps greatest opportunity. And so for my part, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone who was involved in this intensely for the work that's been done to provide the kinds of assets in this community that moving forward will help support the work that's going to be done here. You've all played a great role, and I'm here today to say thank you. My name is Greg Rickford. I'm the member of Provincial Parliament for the Great Kenora Rainy River. It's a privilege and an honor to serve the people of Treaty 3 lands, of which Kenora Rainy River is situated on, to serve you and to move forward with this extraordinary opportunity. It also gives me a great pleasure to announce my learned friend and colleague, the Attorney General of Ontario, who I sit beside in the legislature, who was here with us at the very beginning of the political process that's required to move this forward, to garner the support at Treasury Board and all those other sort of government type steps. He's been a big champion on the ground for that, and I welcome him here to the podium to share some reflections. Thanks, Doug.
Well, good afternoon, and Ane bonjour. I'm so thrilled to be here. And before I begin, I would like to acknowledge that we're gathered here on Treaty 3 in the territory of Anishinaabe. And I want to thank Minister Rickford. We are seatmates. We talk every day the legislature's in session. We exchange ideas. But I can tell you his leadership and his drive to make things better, not just in Kenora, but throughout his riding and throughout the North are, quite frankly, unprecedented. To have that voice right in the legislature, in a position to reinforce the things that we're trying to do. So I want to thank you, Greg, for your leadership and your relationships with people who are trying to make a difference, and for putting yourself out there. It's a long ways to the legislature, but you're always focused here. Every time we talk, you're always focused on the riding. So thank you for that. Now, I want to start by thanking Ogichida Kavanaugh for lending counsel, his expertise, his guidance. I've learned a lot over the last few years from several, from Grand Chief Fox, from Elder Batiste. You know, it really is amazing what you can learn if you listen a little bit. And, you know, Elder Batiste mentioned that we need to own our mistakes. And so it came to mind, somebody said, and I cannot contribute to who, that you can't make all the mistakes yourself. You don't have time. You have to learn from others. And so I think this has been a great learning exercise to see what has not worked before, to find a better way to create pathways for individuals who don't even know they need the help yet. And it really is wonderful to be here to bear witness. And to Elder Jones for hosting today, thank you so much for facilitating everything. So many people have shared their time and guidance. And I'm going to acknowledge a couple. This is always dangerous for a politician to start mentioning a couple of people. I'm going to forget somebody. I apologize in advance. But of course, Chief Justice Mazenov, who will be speaking shortly, has been an ardent supporter along with us with the tools that she has and trying to make things move forward as fast as we can. And of course, we have we've already heard about Justice Gibson over here from the Elder and his work, just hand in hand to make things better in a space that the system doesn't always fit the circumstance. And so thank you for your leadership in that. There are so many community partners. We have the Justice of the Peace, Armstrong and Karen. I saw them earlier. They're here somewhere. So thank you. And I want to thank Deputy Minister Batiste for your leadership, for your consistency, your advocacy, and I think you'll be saying a few words later if my agenda is correct, and so I look forward to that. But I also want to thank the Indigenous Justice Division, which is a subset of MAG, of the Ministry of the Attorney General, and the Criminal Law Division, and Randy's here. Randy's in charge of all the crowns, so I don't know if that makes him king, something like that. Very important that you're here to bear witness with us, because this is a different way. And I'm really optimistic about where we go from here. I'm also joined by my parliamentary assistant, Brian Saunderson, also a lawyer. And Chief Fox, you're the first person I've heard to say that we need more lawyers. Dangerous thing to say in a room. But we're gathered, you know, so many chiefs and elders, Chief Gobinas and Scott, Cabestra and Copenance. You know, thank you for partnering in this beautiful space to make this possible, to have a physical space to do what we need to do in a spiritual way. And I also want to thank, it's not in my notes because they wouldn't put them in the notes, but I want to thank my Chief of Staff, Joseph Hillier, Natasha, and of course Brian, for the support at the ministry level. Because although I may be in Treasury Board with Greg fighting the good fight, all the pre-work that happens is staff, and so I want to thank staff for their work. It's just such an honor to be here, and to see the First Nations communities in the region come together to support a better future. You know, for those that find themselves in the justice system or approaching the justice system, to create supports that are available, so that when the 1-800 number is called, that there is an answer to some of the questions and some of the needs that we know are identified. This is transformative. It is really just such a magnificent space. It is the first ever. This space is unique in North America, if not beyond the borders. There are other justice centers. This was supposed to be the first. It took us a little while to get just right. But 3 others have opened, 1 in London and 2 in Toronto. They're operating differently with different focus. But this space, this enterprise is just very unique. And I think we're going to garner a lot of attention from around the world on how we can do things differently. And it's nobody would suggest that what we're doing now is working. So this is such an opportunity. So in the coming weeks, when we become operational, and if you haven't been around to see some of the offices and some of the spaces, the energy that we have here today is phenomenal. But the energy that's going to be here when it's activated is going to be even more phenomenal. And I'm really looking forward to hearing back. I'm sure Dana will be telling us on a regular basis, this happened and that happened, and just you've done such a wonderful job, Dana. And you know, we met Tom, one of the head builders, and some of the choices made and the things that have happened. The mural is stunning. I think everybody that came in got a picture by the mural, and there was no direction to do that. You just had to. It's just vibrant. So I will stop there and say, I'm thrilled to be here to bear witness, to share with you, to learn from you, and this really is just the beginning. This really is just the beginning. So ears are open. We look forward to learning along with you as we go through this new experience. I want to thank you very much, Megwich.
Miigwech. I'd like to call upon the Honorable Chief Justice Lise Maisonneuve on the Ontario Court of Justice, and also members of the court, including the Associate Chief Justices, Regional Senior Justices, Justices of Peace, who are here with us today. Miigwech. I acknowledge Chief Justice.
Grand Chief Kavanaugh, Grand Chief Derek Fox, to all of the other chiefs here present today, to all of our great elders who are here today, I welcome you. Attorney General Downey, all of the other MPPs who are in the room, all of the members of the judiciary, members of the ministry, thank you for all that you have done to make this happen today. Miigwech. It is truly an honor to be here today and to witness the opening of this important center. C'est un très grand privilège d'être ici et de faire partie de l'histoire de Kenora et en devenir aujourd'hui qu'est-ce qu'on est ici. Miigwech, merci. This is truly a time in history for us to be gathered here today to have this center open. I know it's been said by others, but I think it needs to be repeated. A huge thank you to all of you who are in the room here today who have worked tirelessly to make this happen. I still remember the first time that I was approached about this Justice Center. I saw our little dynamo in the corner in my office, so excited about this, and she has not lost any of the excitement over 6 years. And Dana, I know you've been thanked today, but I saw it myself, how hard you worked. There were a lot of bumps in the road, but you kept persevering, and every time I saw you, you did it with quite a smile on your face. So you deserve a huge hand of applause today for all the work you have done. Grand Chief Kavanaugh, I want to thank you for the offering of tobacco and the invitation to Treaty 3 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe and Métis. I accept the tobacco with sincerity, humility, and honor. This was done in my office prior to coming here today. I give thanks for being included in the sacred protocol of being offered tobacco. I come here with the commitment and willingness to work alongside all of our other partners in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. It is the court's hope that the Kenora Justice Center becomes a positive force in this community and many other communities in Ontario. For our court, the opening of the Kenora Justice Center marks a significant opportunity to address some very real challenges, including the overrepresentation of Indigenous people in the local jails and the remand population, the lack of justice services for Indigenous youth and young adults in Kenora, and the dislocation of Indigenous people involved in the criminal justice system. To address these pressing issues, this center seeks to deliver justice services in a new, different, and innovative ways, with a focus on Indigenous justice participants and a parallel approach based on both criminal and Indigenous restorative justice proceedings. With a focus on healing, culturally relevant supports, and community-based solutions, the Kenora Justice Center seeks to address the root causes of crime and finally break the cycle of reoffending. This innovative approach does not stop with the provision of justice services. The co-location of justice services with primarily healthcare, mental health support, and community-based programming seeks to connect offenders with vital services. This benefits all justice system participants and our society as a whole, resulting in enhanced public safety and community well-being. I am incredibly confident that the Kenora Justice Center will achieve these goals because this project was designed with and for the community it will serve. I am grateful for the work of the Kenora Justice Center Advisory Council, who has ensured widespread community consultation and engagement throughout the life of this project. The Kenora Justice Center presents us all with an opportunity to pursue relationships, practice adaptability, and focus on healing. The court, and every member of the court that's here today, looks forward to continuing to work closely with all of our community partners to pursue these goals and to provide meaningful access to justice services to the people of Kenora and the people of Ontario. Once again, congratulations to all of you. The work is done, but please let us not forget that we're just starting. And this will only succeed if every day when the people walk into this courtroom and into this building, that we remember that we have to continue to feed this. We'll learn from our mistakes. As I said yesterday, there'll be bumps in the road, but we have to continue to work together to make this the great center that it can be. And Grand Chief Kavanaugh, I can tell you that the judges and the justice of the peace who will be presiding in this court will always remember the name of one who reviews, deliberates, and considers. And I would even invite RSJ Gibson, and I will support that be on the wall in the judges' chambers every day, so that before they walk in here, either a justice of the peace or a judge, that they remember the important name that you have given to the center, because it is our job to do that, and we owe it to the community. Miigwech, thank you.
Miigwech, Chief Justice. I'd like to call upon Alder Barney Baptiste.
Well, I want to thank you again. I think I have a great honor at this time. Really, I don't know how many times in somebody's lifetime that this would happen, when you think about it. My son is the Deputy Minister of the Indigenous Affairs, Ontario. So it's amazing. So I'm up here as his dad, and God, I didn't think he'd make it there, but there he is. You know, Sean grew up like any teenager would have. And I remember the day that he graduated from high school. Mom and I went on holidays, and Sean had a party. Never forget it. We got home, and we just had put new rugs in the house, and my wife noticed the rug burns right away. She said, "Ooh, what went on here?" And then we discovered several things, including a sign by the phone says, "If the phone rings, don't answer it." So At my house, I live in the country there. Apparently, the country road, you couldn't find a parking spot. It was just loaded with kids. And one thing for sure that we noticed is that when all the kids left, they cleaned the house up pretty good, pretty good. So that's Sean. And the other thing I think it's important is when Sean accepted the position of deputy, he told me, you know, Dad, and Sean is a hockey player, loves the game. That's how he grew up as well. And so when he accepted the position, he said, you know, Dad, it's like being drafted into an NHL. People have chosen you to do that. And there's a lot of truth to that. You know, you were chosen to do this work. You were drafted to do this work. And so I'm really honored to present you with my son, Sean.
Miigwech. It's I have to say it's not too often that you know I have to get up and rarely, and Minister Rickford tell you this, that I speak when Minister Rickford speaks. So it's a bit tough when I got to follow both my dad and the minister here. I don't know. I'm going to get either taken to the woodshed at home or at the ministry. So you know, hopefully I don't misspeak. I just wanted to first of all acknowledge, of course, we're on beautiful Treaty 3 territory, and I want to acknowledge the drum and the sacred items and the elders who spoke earlier, and of course the Grand Chiefs, Regional Chief Hare, and others that are in the room with us today. I'll keep it brief. I think a lot has been said about the significance of this event today already. You know, I've been with the ministry and government for about 6.5 years now, and this is one of the first initiatives that I got involved in, you know, about 6 years ago. And of course, I've been working very closely with Minister Rickford and often cross paths with the Attorney General as well. And you know, it didn't take any convincing at all, I will say, of these two gentlemen and Minister Rickford about the importance of this centre. Really not much. It has been a long and difficult journey, I will say, particularly for my friend Dana over there, who I was just saying to somebody this morning, she's like a dog with a bone and didn't let it go, and here we are today. But there's a lot of people that were involved in this, you know, in making it happen over the last 6 years, and I'm so proud to have played one small part in it, and you know, the Ministry of Indigenous Affairs. Under Minister Rickford and my leadership, to be able to do that, you know, it's a proud day for sure for all of us, and I'm just going to keep it brief. As I said, a lot of that has been already said. It has been a fantastic, difficult, challenging, but rewarding journey. Miigwech.
Miigwech. Sean, for your words. Earlier, it was mentioned that a mural was painted, and we have a local artist from Lac Seul that did a tremendous work. I want to acknowledge Blake Angikaleb to come up and give us a teaching, or two, or three.
Hello, my name is Blake Andrikneb. I don't speak much, that's why I paint. I just like to take this time to thank my family. My partner Danielle, she helped paint out there, and also our 10-month-old son Joseph. Miigwech.
Miigwech. You make a good politician someday. Initially, when we got into the room, it was pretty tight, and I was going to ask everybody to hold their breath, but it's not necessary now. We're getting close to lunch. So we'd like to do some comments. We don't necessarily, in our territory, Anishinaabe territory, close anything, because this is a venture that's going to continue. Part of the prayer, we ask the spirits, we ask the drum, we ask the people that are here, that this will carry on. And so the message generally is to be musemagat, is to walk softly as we carry on. So I'll do a little prayer and ask my friend Barney to come up as well before we have lunch. Oh, Anishna, Minoa, Mangagis Tagus, Gamigwach Tagus way, at Sokanag Magabi, Bizin the Moat, Amigwach way, Kinogabit Kushnot, the Ma, the Magnitok. Why when it's to go away? The name of way, where we need to jig it, count G egg, where we need to go shinning it to woman door. Nijan Shia, Kinagago Sugo, Gite, Maganani. Let's go get away, Migwach away to be Jesus. We gay. Jesus, we win it, what we going, Miss Homis, no commis. We go marking a yard so canag ma, Mani Bikang, Ma Takamig, Masugewe, Kaijin Kate away, Wakaigan, oh, what, you can't done a picture. So, as I mentioned in the prayer, we acknowledge that this carries on, Bimsemagak, and I'll ask Elder Barney to come up as well.
Well, I want to really thank the Creator for giving us another opportunity to be able to exercise those gifts that He so generously gave us. And in that spirit, we have put our minds together to see what future that we can build for the people that we serve. And in so doing, we were kind to one another. We deliberated very nicely with one another, and so it's been a good day. And so always we asked that the Creator be kind to those that might be suffering this day from ill health. And we also ask the Creator to be kind to those that might have lost a loved one in the past while or today. So we ask the Creator to be kind to those folks. And for us, we ask the Creator to be kind to our families and to those around us, that He keep us in safety as we travel to our homes. And when we get to our homes, that we find our children and our families in good health. And so I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to be part of your life for a few minutes. Thank you so much, and may the Creator look after you and clear the logs in front of your path to give you safe passage. Miigwech. Right.
Miigwech. I'll ask the drum group to reconvene. We do have gifts as well to distribute, so please stick around after from the Grand Council. Grand Chief will ask the staff to distribute them in a little bit, so please sit tight. How? Yeah.
Supposed to go away. We can get a bit. We have a gift there to give to you guys.
Okay. Thank you much. There's a song that's rendered usually when I give away. It's a giveaway song, so I'll ask the Treaty 3 staff to distribute the gifts. Also, gifts from the Anishinaabe Aski Nation. After the giveaway song is rendered, there's a traveling song so everybody can travel safely home. Okay, you asked to acknowledge, stand up and acknowledge your gifts. Miigwech. Oh, Miigwech. There is some other gifts that are going to be presented. Dana, you want to come up? Okay, the Attorney General has some gifts as well. To Grand Chief. Wichita. Habema.
Hitting things here. Here, I got no words. I'm just giving it to you. Yeah. All right.
Wow. Chimiwich.
Yeah, it's for you.
Chimiwich,
Everyone,
my friend.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
And we have also brought some gifts that Dana has, that she's handing some out, and I have some for a few of the elders and the chiefs, and they're just a memento to mark this moment in time. Thank you. Miigwech.